like let's say someone's super overwhelmed already with the fitness journey, I'm not going to push coaching. I might mention the discount program, and what I say then is, there's a discount program. It's called coaching, same thing as coaching, but you're under no obligation to coach. But I feel like I would be doing you a disservice by not mentioning it to you now, because that sign-up fee's waived. So that's kind of where I go with that. And then I think it really is just the inviting and that consistent follow-up. And I'm what I keep trying to do is keep it on the computer, but I'm such a paper person that I do better with like a paper list. And I don't think there's any problem with that as long as you're just tracking, at least for me, because it's like there's people that I would go back months later because I was very inconsistent for a while. And, it's so easy to think that it's not out there and that you can't do it, but you can as long as you're consistent. And I know that the consistency, and that's, I think the best part about it is that it's all up to you and you have the control whether you succeed or not. And there's going to be a lot more no's or a lot more people that just don't answer than people that say yes. And when you truly believe in something, it's really hard. I think in that last coach sneak peek, Maria, for me to say those things where I am so passionate about it. I'm not going to just push, I don't want someone to buy a program that's just going to sit on their shelf. Not what I do. I don't do this just to make commission off of someone's challenge pack. Right. That's not why I do it. And I have people that'll reach out to me and say that they're ready, and we have conversations. And then when the time comes to purchase, they go silent. And I just say, you know what, they're not ready. And I give them a couple reminders, and then I just stop for a couple months because I'm not going to be that person. They're going to still see me being consistent and still see the people that choose to change their life with Beachbody products, whether they become a coach or not. They're going to see the people that I share getting results, and eventually they might join in. They might not, but either way, I used to take that as a negative and get really annoyed. Why is this person, they said they wanted to change and clearly they don't. And it's you know what? How many times have I said that I wanted to be a diamond coach and I haven't done it? So it's until you're ready to do it, it's no matter what, no one's going to push you to do it. And I just want people to know that I'm there for them. And it's nice. I think in the beginning I used to post and be oh, people are just going to start coming to me. It's no, rarely. Some people do, or some people randomly say, I like your post or whatever, but people don't just come flocking to you and ask for help. And if they do, a lot of times I think sometimes they expect free, especially Maria, I don't know if you can relate, but with our background being in, exercise science and nutrition, them coming to us and saying what should I eat? What should I this? What should I that? And it's well, depending on the type of relationship and how much detail I'm going to go in with them, I haven't had there be a point yet where I've had to charge for my own stuff, because I usually push toward the Beachbody, because it is the container system, it's so simple and so easy to follow, where I can go down your calories with you every single day, but to me it's just I don't even have enough time in my own life to do that for myself, let alone do it for someone else. Right. So I would rather push them toward the Beachbody stuff. And I always mention that because I think it works, and I think that does speak highly too to people once I've earned their trust to that I believe in these products and that they work. Because if I have this nutrition background and I'm pushing them toward something like this, then I don't know. I think it is. And it's a slower process than we think. It's not just I've been posting consistently. I would say very consistently, probably since January. Wouldn't you say, Maria? I've always been here and there, but I would say since January, I've really ramped up my posting. And not only that, but I've also tried to make it more about what other people want to see. And also I had a question. One of my friends actually from home asked me, well, how are you going to make this your full-time business? There's so many people that do this health and fitness thing. How are you going to stand out? And I kind of thought back to one of the topics that we hear from every top coach, and it's by being you, and it's by being real. And that's how you attract people. The more real you are, and your brand is you, and you're going to attract people that are like you. Mm-hmm. And so for a long time, I kind of hesitated with posting stuff about like my religion and my faith and stuff. And it's like, you know what? Like, I honestly, like, I'm not going to attract people that don't believe in something. Like, I don't care what it is, but like, you know what I mean? It's just like, we're going to attract, like attracts like, and I want to attract leaders, and to attract that, I need to be one. Mm-hmm. And I need to be real and stop making like excuses in my own head for not doing things. And then I end up attracting more people that make excuses too. At least that's what I've seen in the past. Is like when I start being real with myself and stop making excuses and step up and be a leader in my own way, whether it's in the group or whether it's reaching out to my coaches consistently, whatever it is, it's like attracts like, and you have to be what you want to attract.
Yeah.
Which is easier said than done sometimes, but yeah.
I think it's all amazing tips, and to provide some context, because you just gave a lot of great insight, and it's clearly a shift. No, that's perfect. I love when I don't have to talk. The shift that you made, what helped you feel like, because I would say a majority of us, including you and me, we talk about this, it's uncomfortable to assume that somebody might want what we have to offer, and message them and invite them. But what motivates you to not feel bad about that?
Because I truly believe in it, and I believe that I'm sharing something that's changed my life. And whether or not someone coaches or wants to make this their full-time thing, I truly believe that in so many of the stories we've heard at Super Saturdays, and there's so many lives that have been changed. And I have a passion for health and fitness anyway. Not everyone comes from that background, and that's part of I think that's the hard part, is a lot of people think, oh, I have to post a fitness selfie every day if I become a coach, or you know what I mean? It's kind of like that stuff. But I think I don't think about that. I kind of think of, I'm sharing with someone what has changed my life. And I know I didn't decide to coach overnight, and I know I was very inconsistent for a long time, and I kicked myself over it, wishing I would have ramped up sooner, but for some reason the timing wasn't right in my life, and now it is. And I think that goes along with everything. Any change you want to make in your life, you have to be ready for it, no matter how many personal development books you read or how many Beachbody Live events you attend or anything like that. Until you're ready to change and take the steps forward and really commit, you're not going to do it. And so like what I just decided was, I'm not going to rely on one or two people. I'm not going to say like, I don't see it as selling. Instead, I just see it as sharing an opportunity for a lifestyle change. And there's so many people that I will reach out to that will say like they've seen my stuff and that I don't even know, because they don't like my stuff. You know what I mean? It's not people that are actively liking. And I think my mindset changed from like, let me see who's liking my pictures. Like, how many likes did that picture get? Like, we all do that. I mean, to say that we don't care, I think that's, none of us are being real at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that the biggest thing is inviting, because a lot of people don't feel comfortable to reach out. Or I've had people that I've reached out to like a long time ago, like long time ago, when I was being inconsistent with just in general.
Right.
And just knowing that when the time is right, at least like I planted that seed. And I think the other mindset is a little bit like, it's not competition. Like I don't want it is, but it's not like, it's not like I want another coach not to succeed. I think there's plenty of people in this world that need help. I mean, America is still on the other end of, I guess that's not the right way to say it, but
yeah, it's a surge that Carl.
Yeah. And so I think that there are plenty of people in the world, but also I know that if I don't invite someone else is going to. And I want to be that person to help change that person's life if they connect with me, and if, let's say I mention coaching to people, or I mean, a program, and they end up buying from someone else, I'm not going to like let that defeat me. Or maybe they connected with someone else better. It's not against, I don't know. I guess the biggest thing is I stopped taking it so personally. Like I stopped taking it personally, and I stopped relying on one or two people, and I stopped thinking that there wasn't enough people in the world and that all these people were going to just be like rude and say no. And what's the worst that happens? Like the worst that happens is they don't answer. Like, and once in a while they'll be like, oh, not right now. It's not the right thing for me right now. And it's like, okay.
Right.
But I don't let it just stop. Like I just say, in the past I used to not like push at all. But I think it's coming up with, and I can like share some conversations in the group of ones that kind of turn from like, I don't know, like, or I don't necessarily think I want to try Shakeology to getting them with the whole challenge pack. I can share some of those and just like, and I think Maria, like we've talked, it is in the numbers. Like you're going to get more no's than yeses, and biggest coaches will tell you that more people you touch personally in a day, like the more chance you have of building your team and getting challengers. And yeah,
absolutely.
So I guess like the biggest thing that changed mindset wise was I just truly started thinking about how much this is a life-changing company, whether it's just for challengers or if you decide to come on as a coach as well. Like it's just a blessing that I'm sharing instead of products.
And it seems like you've had a lot of feedback. Like I think it'd be one thing if we sat here and just focus on ourselves. We're like, it's helped me so much. I mean, there's like, yes, of course it does, but the more you introduce it, the more feedback you get that it's a positive thing. It sounds like the more you help people, the more you are encouraged. Like the more you offered it, the more you help people. It'd be one thing if you invited 60 people and then 6 people signed up and then nobody was helped, right? But like, what are some instances of people who have made you feel good about what you're doing?
So actually there's this one, and she actually we'd talked for a while, like, and I met her through the I Run For group. Like it's a group on Facebook. So you run or work out for children or adults with disabilities. And so I run or work out for her son, Christopher. And I shared something on Facebook like a while back, and she like related to it so much. It was like about how dieting or food issues. It was like a Shalene Johnson video.
Okay.
About how food issues are so much deeper than just like, oh, just stop eating that. Or, you know what I mean? Like telling someone that has an eating disorder, you know, to eat, or, you know, with the other end.
Right.
And that's what I like about Beachbody is it's not just the external. It's so much deeper than that. And she actually she just signed up for Beachbody On Demand. And I've been working with her, gosh, I think she started the 21-day fix in March. And she got it from her. She got it from her sister-in-law. And this was a case where I was not about to, like, she was like, there's just a lot of stuff she shared with me, and there's a lot of rapport built, and it wasn't something where I felt like I was going to be like spending so much time. Like, I don't know, like I spend a lot of time helping her, but I don't feel like it's taking from me, I guess. Cause even though I haven't gotten the challenge pack from her or a Shakeology purchase, like I send her free samples, which I never do. Like we've talked about Shakeology a lot before I even sent her those. And like the only issue she has right now is like finances and stuff, and walk through it. And so, but anyway, so I sent her free samples, and this was after she's had such great success with the 21-day fix. And, you know, she texted me actually recently because she had she kind of fell off a little bit, like, I don't know, last week or something. And she only gained 1 pound, which in the past for her, like falling off the wagon would have been like complete, you know, like we've all kind of been there.
Right.
But I think the biggest thing was she said, like in the past, she's texted me and been like, you know, this is amazing. I love how much better I feel. And I've kind of shared other things with her that don't cost money, like podcasts to listen to and stuff like that. But I think the biggest thing is her telling me that it's become a lifestyle. And she was I don't know how much she weighed to begin with, but she has a lot of weight to lose. And so that's a very big feat. If you think of, just like any goal, if you think of the end product and not the little steps along the way, it can be so defeating. And so just the fact that like she's doing this for herself, and it's because like I kind of mentioned stuff to her, and she kind of reached out a little bit for help, but not necessarily, you know, asking directly. And it wasn't even necessarily from a sale, but I think it's from a Beachbody product, and it's not just the product, but the fact that she's communicating with me, and I've helped her see things differently because of the personal development I've been pushed to do with Beachbody. So I don't know. I think it all comes around full circle, and I think it's changed to the point where I think I know the people that I can like I said, I can have that relationship with and not have the sale and not feel like taken advantage of, which is not something I would do for everyone by any means, or else I would be, I mean, we would never have a business.
Right.
But she's also very aware of that, and like, you know, she's appreciative. I think it would be very different if she was just like, oh, can you send me more sales?
Right. Just send me stuff and then, right. I think that's what you get better at, is understanding what is an investment in a person. And there's still times where it might feel like it's disappointing you, but I think so many of us know that, like Dana and I both know, it was a slow roast and there were peaks and valleys, but then when we committed to it, you know, it's hard to turn back because it is just so rewarding. Like the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. And I think Dana's a great example of that with her Success Club points and showing up to events and making conferences, things that, and I would never feel bad, you know, asking her to step it up because I know her end goal. I know that she loves this. I know that she doesn't want to be similar to me in a corporate job that limits you and is a little bit shady sometimes. You just can't trust the people you work with. Like, I mean, there's just a million things that can happen in your life that may contribute to why you want to lean towards being your own boss and working for yourself, and especially a company with this type of mission. So just that's, in my experience, Dana is a great example of, you know, month after month, year after year, it's hard to turn away from it because it is so positive. You get more and more pulled. So what else? I'm trying to think. Did anybody else have specific questions for Dana?
Well, maybe this is just me not being clear. What is like the difference between Success Club and like Diamond Coach? And I see it posted a lot. I just don't know the difference.
Great question. You're not supposed to know all that overnight, by the way. But how, I'm trying to think if Sarah can, Sarah, you're listening, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I don't know if I'm on mute.
No.
I'm trying to get on the video. I just got home. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I heard little sounds, noises. I'm like, hopefully she's just trying to get on the call. But
yeah, I was in my car and I was on mute and I just got home.
Oh, gotcha. No
and Jared was trying to tell me he was leaving. So.
Oh, okay. No problem. So Success Club is really, it's a point, like in a very business straightforward way. It's basically you get points for having somebody purchase Shakeology from you, auto ship, like month after month, auto ship, and you get 1 point for that first time that they purchase it, or 2 points for a challenge pack, which would be a program and Shakeology, either through a customer or a coach. So it's kind of fun. A fun thing Beachbody does is they'll incentivize people to hit Success Club 5 or Success Club 10, and you get certain prizes in the mail, or you there she is. And so it's really just called a Success Club point, but so much of it really does come down to, you know, how many lives are you impacting? It just comes back to incentivizing people to reach out and help people. So does that make sense, the points?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the levels of coaching really comes down to how many people you have underneath you, but successfully. I kind of look at it like, it'd be one thing if I just signed up everybody as a coach and they did nothing. It's another thing if they're like Dana and yourself and Melissa, who are growing their business, and Sarah, and they're actually getting on the phone calls, and as a result of that, and doing challenge groups, and as a result of that, they actually are not only helping people themselves, but they're helping people help people. So it's like that ripple effect. So there's a specific format. So it would be like you helping 2 of your coaches grow a team, balanced out in a specific way. Hi guys. Good, how are you? So that's Diamond, and there's other levels, but it just comes down to a specific breakdown of people in certain, and you get bonuses, basically how they incentivize you to grow your team and sell your stuff. Does that help a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's, I can always break that down for you too in terms of, because there's Emerald and Diamond, and then there's Star Diamonds and all that. But Dana, you say
I don't need to know all that right now.
Yeah, I would just worry about, you know, getting your marketing going in terms of posting your workout selfies and start there.
Right.
But yeah, so that's that question. And then I think for Dana, what's helped you, like you've got a pretty grueling work schedule. Like what helped you choose Insanity Max 30? I feel like in terms of context, I know Dana really switched when she started doing Insanity Max 30 and then listening to more Shaun T on the podcast and all that. Like what was your experience with that?
I first decided to do Insanity Max.
Is it my internet or your internet, Dana? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Do you mean when I first started Max 30 or like, why is it my favorite?
Why is it your favorite?
I guess I should answer both because so I had I signed up to be a coach with Maria when the 21 Day Fix first came out. And then I remember being on a Super Saturday with her. And we watched like the upcoming programs, and I think Max 30 was one of them. And I saw it and I was like, oh, that looks awesome. And then so I got the program and it sat on my shelf like the rest of them. And I did I did stuff here and there. I always thought I had to be, which I was that specific person that was like, I had to be in a gym. I had to be working out for hours. I thought it was like, I was very all or nothing, or else if I couldn't do that time frame that I had, very black and white thinking in general. And so then finally I was kind of in a rough patch in my life in general, like personally, and I started listening to Shaun T's podcast because I was listening to Shane Johnson's, and I was like, oh man, this is really helping me. And then because I drive all the time for work, so it was perfect. And then I started listening to Shaun T's podcast, and the more I listened to it, the more I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. He was just so awesome as a person that I was like, this has got to be great. So I really did. I just got an accountability partner, and the first, it came at the perfect time in my life. Like I was getting out of a relationship, and I was like finally learning how to be on my own. It was just like a perfect transition time where like there were days that I was like crying before my workout and crying after, but I was still pushing play, and I was still making that time to be there for 30 minutes a day for myself. And I think seeing like how it changed me internally and externally, learning how that I didn't have to work out for hours, and I could work out from home and get results, and I can still work out from home and push myself. Like I don't have to be at a class. Like, yeah, is it awesome to go to a class once in a while or a gym? Yeah. But that's the thing I think people forget a lot of times is like, you don't have to have a membership. You don't have to have equipment to do these programs, and like you have to be paying for a gym membership, which is awesome. And if you are a gym person, you can still stream your workouts there now, which is great. But I think the biggest thing for me with Max 30 is just, I think it was the person Shaun T is, and just, it was that perfect like program that I needed, the intensity. Like 21 Day Fix eating is great for me, but like the program for me, it's just not enough. Like it's just not. Like the extreme is good. But like I think I've found for me, and I've heard other people say the same, like they get a little bit bored with the workouts, but now they're, those, I'm not discounting that. People have changed their life with that, and a lot of people love that. So I would never like tell people not to go that route. But for me, I think I needed something more like extreme. And just like, even just Max 30, like Max 30 is the only workout to this day still that I can do and not have music on in the background. Like 22-minute hardcore, like I couldn't listen to him count anymore. So I was like, okay, I have to put music on.
Right.
Like Max 30 is the only workout to this day that I want to hear Shaun T, because he is so motivating. And I think I realized too, once I stuck to that, and I could really see how really committing to not only the program every day, but also the, I ate pretty moderately. Like I didn't do anything crazy, and Shakeology every day. I think those things, and seeing what happened to my body over 30 days and how much better I felt, how much more energized I felt. I mean, with all of the programs now that I've done, I say that too, but Max 30 is still like, I think it's my like, soulmate workout because it has been so life-changing, and it came at a point in my life where I really needed it.
I think that's like everything you're saying is exactly why I love that I just so the context of Dana becoming a coach, she literally, and she and I were like coworkers that really didn't know each other that well, but both posted kind of like healthy stuff here and there. And I was like, oh, this girl's adorable and she's healthy and let's just connect. And then she messaged me and kind of opened up about something that we both share is when we like to eat poorly. We like to go eat poorly. And we're like, how do we fix this? And this is, oh my gosh, this is what and so we're funny like that, like sorority sisters. But she wanted to hear more. And I felt like it was just the right thing to do to continue to invite and share. And she's been, even though she's had her peaks and valleys, she's been positive and gung-ho about everything and such a leader. And she's very busy, but I think she does a great job with making coaching seem real and tangible and worth it. Like if you look at her social media, she posts her, like the good thing about doing her workouts every day is you'll see her workouts, and you guys do this too, but she posts her workouts and she always shares a story with it. She's a great storyteller with like where her mind is at and what it helps her with. And she definitely invites that conversation, especially if I think it's what putting out that vulnerability is amazing and people look up to you, I'm sure. But then when you message them, they feel like they are in a safe space to then get deeper with you versus, it's one thing to put it out there and expect it to come to you, but that's like deep, real, raw stuff. So I'd imagine by the time you message people and invite them to talk, they feel safer than maybe if you posted very superficial things on Facebook only. So I think you do a great job of that. And if you guys aren't friends with her, of course, follow her for sure. Although we're at that point where we're trying to limit our Beachbody coach friends, but you can still follow, right? I think that's what you can do. But yeah, so there's all of that. I would say, what are your like quick tips on making sure you get your social media out and invites? Like, what do you do to stay organized?
What helps me the most, like when I'm being most consistent, like I know when I have a workout program, I know I'm going to post one workout selfie every day. That's like one post going to go on both my Instagram and my Facebook. I know the two I use. I've been using Snapchat more too, because it's just been like, it's helping, and it's more fun for you to post like those random pictures, because like people don't want to be like, oh, like cool, you're, I don't know, like on a walk.
You can blow it up. You can blow it up, and before Facebook, nobody wanted you to blow them up, but like Snapchatters want you to blow them up. So okay.
Yeah. Exactly, and you don't have to send it to like one person, so it's like there's your story, and they can skip it if they don't want to.
Right. Exactly.
So anyway, but I think like and then I always try to post like, I always try to make one post either like about someone else, like Motivational Monday, or even if it's just a friend, like even if it's not something Beachbody, like I don't want to make it all coaches or all challengers or all people are going to be like, really, like, come on. But then I think, I'm trying to think what else. The best thing to do, like for me on my busy days is, which I didn't do today, was to plan out like on like a social media poster, like Buffer or what is it? Hootsuite? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I don't know. But post one of those and pre-plan some of my posts so that I can get like 3 out, because I want to do like 3 a day, which I didn't necessarily, I don't know if I got that today, but I think that's helped a lot. And then I'm trying to think, like I just try to look at my, like what I've kind of done is look through my week and say, okay, how many times, like I don't want to post 10 times this week about Shakeology, but like how many I want to share it every day. So like one good way to do that now is like Snapchat, like take a picture of your Shakeology and be like, oh, every day, whatever. But like on social media, like kind of change it up a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I would just say like, I kind of do what comes to me, but I also think that people have related to me the most with like what Maria said, like the most vulnerable stuff. And it comes a little bit more naturally to me. I mean, it hasn't always. It took practice. And there are things that I'm not going to share with the world. Like there are things that aren't in my past enough yet that I'm not comfortable sharing. And that's what they will all say, like, don't share something like pretend to be over it or that you're comfortable sharing it if you're not. Like that's not healthy. But if it's something where it's like, I think the biggest thing is people, instead of just seeing like an ab selfie or whatever, I think I keep getting more followers because I am real. Mm-hmm. And because I say like, I don't know, like, or I make fun of myself, or I I say like, I really didn't want to do this today, because if I said that, they'd be like, oh God, like, what's wrong with this person?
Like, I love working out, it is so awesome, and
Yeah, no one wants to hear that.
no, they're like, shoot me in the head. But yeah, you do a really good job of that, and I would recommend, it's just expressing your true thoughts. But if you really do love working out and you felt amazing, then
I think it's always that thing of like making it about, like, if I wanted to do it, I'm not going to be like, oh, I really don't. It's just about being real. Some days you do, some days you don't. And what I always tell myself is, we're all human. We all have workouts, no matter what, that we don't want to do. And maybe we start doing them, and then we push through and we feel great. Or maybe it's one that we struggle through. Like, I know there are days that you're going to, I'm going to have to modify more or whatever it is, but it's just something that you're just real about. So that way people know, like, this isn't just something that has to come naturally to them. If it doesn't always, or, you work to a point to feeling better after, or knowing that you can consistently show up for yourself. I think that's the biggest thing with your question earlier, with like sticking to programs, is showing up for yourself every single day, and that being the time that you commit to yourself.
for sure. And what I've noticed, I've literally had lots of the team do really, really well, and then have moments of like self-doubt, and it's always linked to not getting their workouts in. It's crazy. And now I'm just like, of course, personal development with podcasts for sure, but I just didn't realize how crucial, like, duh, for being a coach. Like, I know, but when you feel off with your fitness, it's everyone, I don't know. And people feel that in life, right? So if it's happening to us, with just specific to coaching, imagine how people are doing with their school or their actual job performance, or being a mom or dad. And
they might not even know that's what's missing from their life. They might not even know it's the fitness component or the healthy eating, because you don't realize until you do healthy. Like, that's what the biggest feedback I've gotten from people is, you don't realize how crappy you feel when you're eating crappy until you don't eat crappy.
right,
Like,
for sure. Well, all those tips are really helpful. I think Dana's she's more than willing to share those things in our conversations and all of that. And from what I gathered, it seemed like it's, not apologizing, because you're so passionate about it, and all you can do is invite and share and be real. And I think those are the same iterations we all make, but I wanted Dana to definitely showcase that that's the difference that she's made from being, Success Club here and there to month after month. It's definitely been cool to see you successfully do that and have success with it. So
I think one thing that helps is like thinking of Success Club as the number of people you're helping. I know we've talked, and I'm sure you guys have heard that before, but it's not just like that number of hitting Success Club. It's looking at, wow, I helped 5 more people this month. This is 5 more people that I'm helping. And so I think that's different. And I think when you have the mindset where you really are following up with people, whether or not they're doing a challenge group right away or not, but like you're following up with them. So knowing that you're not just stopping there, and it's not just a number where when you're doing, at least with me, when I was doing it inconsistently, like I'd mention it here and there, I wasn't being consistent with myself. So I really wasn't being consistent reaching out. And then I think then internally, whether or not I realized it at the time, it made me feel a little bit like, oh, I'm just selling a product rather than changing a life.
Right. You get feel the icky feelings. You're not as motivated.
Or yeah, you feel like you're like a salesperson when no one wants to feel like you're selling. Like, it is, but it's not, you're not stopping there. It's a relationship, which hopefully.
That's true. I like that, the relationship aspect. And what's interesting is when you form those relationships, it's kind of like something, it's fun because you can continue them. So what I found successful, and Dana, you can probably iterate that, is because of Snapchat, because of Facebook, because of Instagram. Oh my God, the freaking cat.
Wait, what is it doing? Is it hissing?
Yeah, was that a hiss?
I hope that's not Hector. It's like another cat. Hector! Come on, Hector. They're like hissing at each other. What? Hector!
Oh my gosh, Maria, get Hector.
I know.
Did he get off the porch?
Hector! Yeah, he's like off the porch. Like,
does he ever get off the porch?
I don't know what he's doing. I have to get Dwight. Sorry, guys. Hector, get in here. Dwight. Hector is like attacking that. Like he hissed at him. Hector like went after him and hissed at him, and the cat like ran away. Sorry. Okay, so
Wait.
fight to rescue. Sorry, guys. That's really unlike. That's whatever. But yes, super helpful. And what I've experienced, which is interesting, is people who have purchased Shakeology in the past, and they might not be somebody who like stays on a month after month or whatever it is, but there's something cool about them continue to have those relationships. So messaging them and staying friends and liking their stuff on social media, like it really makes you accountable to like, because you want to, but like there's times in my life where I'm like, oh, they don't want to hear from me, or they don't want what are my likes, you know? But when you continue that relationship, their orders will just like pop back into play, which is really neat to see. So even if you have that first customer and they don't last with you, you'll be surprised when they come back in. And what I've noticed is people aren't necessarily always as consistent as us, maybe, as like they might be like, well, I do it when I want to feel healthy, but this month I want to feel healthy, and next month it's not a priority, right? So helping people make those lifetime habits is work, but being patient with them, who knows? But yeah, well, I really apologize for the cat drama tonight. Hector was the dominant one, which is good to see. So that's good. I was like, oh my God, Hector. Oh, wow. But thank you, Dana, for your tips and help with that. It's always helpful.
Questions anytime. I mean, I'm by no means an expert. I can only share what I've done but I think it really does fall consistently. Like, it's just another story of inviting is what does it, and being consistent with your posts, and just being proof of the product and really the vital behaviors. Like, I know it sounds so silly, but like that's what works. It really is. It's nothing crazy.
Well, thank you for breaking it down for us. And what time is it? I'm going to take a picture of us. Oh, it's already 10 o'clock. Okay. I'm going to take a picture of us and I'll post it, and everybody look really fun and happy and pretty. Okay. Hold on. Command. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3. Cute little recliner. All right, girls. Well, thanks for being on the call. Stay tuned to the team page or the challenge groups and all that, and we'll talk to you soon.
Oh, sorry.
Bye. Bye.